we can literally create new consciousness simply by tending to what already is there, how nature wants it, instead of forcing, imposing, trying to force our ways. And of course, this is where the mind can be a terrible, terrible advisor. You know, our mind is the best ally, best friend, most intimate friend.
The question that I'm bringing today is about the struggle that I'm having in this path of the heart, of awakening, and the struggle that I'm having between my heart and my mind. I've been sitting every day, and I'm having huge activations of the heart. You appear in my dreams, and I have it's like my heart, like I'm having, like my heart is expanding everywhere, and even during meditations, sometimes I get so connected to the heart that I begin thinking through the heart, and it's all new for me, and it's a very lonely path because I'm very lucky to have a husband now that I can share these things, but still it's very lonely because I still have to go to the world, and I have a company, and I have to interact with my team, and I can see, like you said, that they are sleeping walkers, and they have their things, and company has its issues, and I can see the bigger picture, but I can't say anything because no one would understand, and it's like I have to play a role in the world. Like I can't be totally myself because no one understands. It's very lonely. And sometimes I just want to stay at home. Because it's safe there, because there I'm in my world, my new world. But when I stay at home, I feel irresponsible. I'm lucky because my team, my company, it is working. I have a good team, but I still need to be there because it's my company. But lately, I just want to be at home because I'm being overwhelmed with information and emotions. Like I can see my life like it's a movie, and emotions come, and I instantly realize, I know when this emotion began. I'm not even asking questions; the answers appear. But it's so much information, and I just want to be connected to the heart and to shut the mind. So yeah, I want some guidance. My mind needs some guidance right now. Yeah.
Sometimes, maybe in all times, when we are faced with this kind of dilemmas that you're presenting, the best answer is to prioritize things. Prioritize. So what comes at the top list of the priority? To recognize what's the priority. When we recognize what's the priority, then that in itself allows the mind to function more constructively, because mind is this extraordinary instrumentality of consciousness, because mind reflects consciousness. We can debase the mind, we can bash mind, but we know that if not for the mind, then this whole thing would not happen. So therefore, we take the approach of rehabilitating the mind and simply giving the possibility for sanity, giving the possibility and chance for the mind to be in its seat, be in its place where mind expressing its essence. And mind, in its essence, is expression of consciousness. Remember, in this like a crashed course for, let's say, newbies, in terms of all this, what is made of, right? Body and the senses, mind, right? What all this expression of, body as a structure, right, made of tissues, is an expression of tamaguna, inertia, tamas. Body always lags behind, we say that. And senses are run and governed by expression of rajaguna. So senses are never, they cannot be still. It's not in their nature. And mind's essence is sattva. So this whole merry-go-round, this whole running around, pursuing something, is precisely because the mind wants to regain its quiescence. But as these foundational perennial reminders go, once taken out of its quiescence, while it's taken out of its seat, where it is the happiest, it is then forever locked into that, chasing its own tail, as it were. Because it wants to experience that, what its essence, if we are to put it this way. See, everything is at its most when it abides in its own nature. So if mind cannot abide in its nature, in its essence, which is sattva, closest to Brahman, as the scriptures say, then it is at the mercy of the senses. And senses can only provide new experiences. And mind is constantly locked. And it's not just about information, it's not all information that sensory perception provides. It also includes all the gamut and range of new experiences that the mind is after. So, at the top list of priorities is to know what will appease your mind. It's for the mind to reflect consciousness in as undisturbed manner as possible. When it reflects consciousness in the way that mind subsides entirely, then all that what shines, all that was reflected is consciousness. And consciousness is of the nature of light. And it's self-contained. It illumines every other experience. Everything is illumined by that light. Everything. So, mind needs to, as it were, regain its status. And regaining the status is when mind is no longer. That's the paradox. Because what we call mind in today's culture, in today's value and today's system of thought, is that mind is equated with mental activity. But we forget fundamentally mind is that what reflects consciousness. Which means that once we find joy in those moments, this needs to be cultivated, brought to the level when this becomes your second nature. So that's the list of priorities. Then, you know when this is expanded. You know when you feel that you need to plug into the source, so to speak. Not that you ever plug into the source, but at the same time, you are. Let's not fool ourselves about it. There are times when we are out of our sense of well-being, and there are times when we are much more connected, much more, as it were, at peace, at ease. So this need to be known. Then, in that list of these priorities, you need to also recognize where you are as that expression of consciousness, as this lady who is right now asking this question with a child, right? So this should one way or another take priority in the most fundamental way. See? It doesn't matter. I'm not saying to you, like, don't go after your objectives and, like that, because this... And I'm not worried at all that I'm going to kind of like somehow begin to sound as if I'm picking up a fight with the representatives of the feminist movement and somehow speaking down on a woman's role. Look after your baby, woman. Remember the call of the patriarchal society. No, but it's a nature's call. And it doesn't matter who said that. Nature wants it. So ask yourself where you are the happiest, where you are the most enjoyable, and also what precious gift that is to carry a child right under your heart, there. What is it? Yeah, I'm just guessing when you shared that news. It's already a heart beating there. There's another heart. There is a being formed there, already has life force. At the moment, in unison with you, as you, one body. At this very moment, as one body. Everything you think, feel, and experience is experienced by that precious little expression of life. Everything. Nothing is what you experience and what you go through is not experienced by that what is conceived there, the greatest miracle, the greatest magic out there. So that's priority somewhere. Priority number one. It has to be there. So once that priority is checked, once that priority is on the top of your list, then you know what to do. Then all this running to and fro, also blessings, gratitudes always, I'm sure you know that you are placed in life in a position where you perhaps can afford that. You can give more time to that just because, well, that's how life would have it. And on a practical level, why don't you just, if you're calling shots there, if you are the boss, if it's your company, give them a gift, teach them meditation. Let them all become, okay, folks, we have an important meeting today, okay? At the table, everyone, let's get together. So I want to speak now. CEO of the company is speaking. We all need to attune ourselves. And we're going to do that in the most productive, in the most, I would say, you would say, if I were you, I would say, effective way, through meditation. Okay? So Take your pick. When do you want to meditate? At home? Or come to work a few minutes early? And just sitting down? That's all. That's a lot of CEOs this day do. I knew a lot of people, successful people, whenever they had companies, and as soon as they realized the benefits of transcendence, the benefits of meditation, they immediately thought, hang on a second, I can't afford not to have that in my workflow. I need to bring it in. See? And then you're introducing these laws of nature. Now you're bringing that. That is the first step. It's like you're pulling the power of heaven right into this hustle bustle of what the company is, and it begins to vibrate and work at that level. Of course, there are still will be the same, the same stuff to tend to, but there is this additional cushioning, right? And then you don't need to convert anyone. You don't need to be after anyone and explain them. Those who are ready to open up, they will be given that nice, gentle, sweet push initiation into tending to themselves, which will be a great gift because some of them will not even look in that direction yet. And you bring that. And dare I say, it's our responsibility whenever we're placed in any kind of pyramid of societal structure, is to pull all those who are in any way there, under our influence, closer to the light. And what is closer to the light? Is closer to the being, closer to oneself. So, you see, it's not a dilemma. I understand that it may feel like there is this disparity between the heart and the mind, but know that kind of what seems like disparity, or what seems as the heart would not have it, because heart knows only how to all embrace, and the mind scrutinizes and analyzes, rationalizes, and works at a very different place altogether. But let's not also separate mind from the heart. Let's not separate that. Let's not create the division here. Because the heart that we speak of is the seat of awareness, seat of consciousness, the heart. And everything rises from the heart. Everything. So mind also rises from the heart. Likewise, mind finds appeasement in the heart. Mind rises from the heart and mind subsides in the heart. On a daily basis, in deep sleep, that's what happens. So, as soon as you catch yourself that there is this too much mental activity, just bring that gentle reminder. Yeah? No need to go to and fro, no need to chase all this. Everything will sort itself out and work from that level. See? Priority, that's what I meant. When we don't know what to do, prioritize. What's the top priority right now? And then things become easier.
It makes totally sense. And actually, I have a plan on bringing spirituality to my company because I can speak another language right now. And it was supposed to begin in September, but then we got married and lots of things happening. And now I am having the confirmation from you. So, okay, I guess something is aligned.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And also, you see, when you bring these changes and then other creative ideas begin to be brought in and poured in, like you never know, and your company will begin to get transfigured itself into something which that's what at least I have been related to, that you've been expressing back in Mallorca when you came there with Gonzalo as well, and you spoke about how you find yourself in this place, responsibility, it provides comfort, but also it comes at a, price of having to adhere to this, to carry that responsibility that you inherited from the family. But you see, this should not come as a burden. It should come as a canvas, a place for creative enterprise, outpouring. It should come as your company is also, it's a place which can be, in today's world, transfigured into something else, whilst perhaps remaining in essence, in the production of what it is. It's textiles, right? Right. So we all wear fabrics. It's not something like, thank God for that. I much prefer fabrics, natural fabrics. I don't want to wear any spacesuit, not in any foreseeable future. I might be the last one here to arrivederci, goodbye, adios. No Mars. Aquí, muy bien. Świetnie jest tu. I mean, seriously, like fabrics is beautiful. I love fabrics. If only you know how much I love fabrics.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
It can,
textiles.
I can see, yes.
Yeah, always from Uzbekistan, embroidery. I love work. I love what has the imprint of hand, made by hand, which vibrates, breathes. It has life of its own. It has thinness. It's a big thing. It's not just that. It's more to it. There's something. So, you see, you can certainly begin to introduce this. And once you bring these consciousness-based approaches, the ideas will begin to present themselves. The ideas. But right now, the priority is to be that cradle of life in the utmost manner. Right? Because this is, right? I mean, I don't need to tell you. Gosh, it's like I'm not a midwife. There's nothing more precious. Nothing. And never will be. Never will be. That it's that. When we realize that, we'll realize that we can literally create new consciousness simply by tending to what already is there, how nature wants it, instead of imposing, trying to force our ways. And of course, this is where the mind can be a terrible, terrible advisor. Our mind is the best ally, best friend, most intimate friend. But that spiritual proverb, right? Mind is a great slave, but very poor master. It's a disastrous master. Can appoint mind to be our master. He needs to obey higher consciousness, to reflect it. That's mind's purpose.
Thank you. It was very clear.
Great. Great to hear that, Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.